In the transition era between electric and gasoline cars, many like you are probably stumped between the economical efficiency of an all-electric vehicle and the practicality and freedom of a gasoline vehicle. The solution is this, the 2023 Toyota RAV4 Prime, which builds on the already very successful RAV4 platform, utilizing plug-in hybrid technology and a fuel tank at the same time, which allows it to get the best of both worlds. The heart of the RAV4 Prime is a plug-in hybrid powertrain. It combines a 2.5-liter inline four-cylinder with 2 electric motors, one in the front and one in the rear, and also a battery, of course, resulting in a total system output horsepower of 302. And then the front axle has 199 pound-feet of torque, and the rear axle gets 89 pound-feet of torque for a total of 288. The power is sent to all 4 wheels through the on-demand all-wheel drive, and there's no drive axle between the front and the back because the rear is completely mechanically separate and it is just powered by the rear motor, so there's no need for an actual physical linkage between the combustion engine and the rear axle. And with all that power and torque, this is the fastest RAV4 ever made, and actually the 3rd fastest Toyota. What makes the Prime very different from the hybrid is that you have all electric capabilities, which means you don't need gas at all to drive this car. You get a rated 42 miles of range with just the electric battery, and once you deplete the battery, you can use the fuel tank and the combustion engine. The 42 miles is perfect for daily commutes and errands. So realistically, if you're working like 20 miles away or less, you really don't have to charge this car unless you're going somewhere far, which allows you to save money and also reduce your environmental footprint by just charging the car at home. When the electric battery is depleted though, it seamlessly transitions into combustion engine mode, which still delivers a very impressive fuel economy of 38 miles per gallon on its own. We're basically driving to San Diego from Pasadena in just a few moments, and it's a total drive of 140 miles each way. So we will have to use a fuel tank, and we're going to be testing out the real-world fuel efficiency and how much actual range you have on just EV mode. And we'll be doing it with AC because it is 91 degrees outside and we don't want to be uncomfy. Initially, the range said 43 miles. We've been driving for about 20 miles now, and it still says 30 miles. So you might actually get about 50 miles with the battery alone with the AC on. So I do like how they actually underrate their range. As a plug-in hybrid like the RAV4, you really don't have to use any gas for day-to-day use. On rare occasions like road trips, which probably don't happen very often, you can just use a fuel tank instead of waiting at a charging station when time is of the essence. And it is still very efficient. And the rated fuel economy for this car is actually 94 mpge combined. I also want to mention how quiet it is in here, because half the time you will be in electric mode, you can't really hear the engine, and you hear very little road noise because these windows are also double paned, something that you would find in a Lexus. This is what Porsche makes you pay $500 for, and BMWs don't even have it. Look at all these Teslas charging here. Sucks, you can't get gas. Bye. Even if you break it down with the cost of charging at a supercharging station and the cost of using the combustion engine even after the battery is depleted, it's actually almost the same price because supercharging in California isn't cheap at all. The cost to charge a Model Y rear-wheel drive standard range at a supercharger, which averages about 53 cents per kilowatt hour in LA County, is about $40, which would get you 260 miles of range. That means you can drive 6.54 miles for every dollar. Using only gas in the RAV4 Prime, it would cost about $80 to fill an entire tank at $5.50 per gallon, which will get you 558 miles of gas-only range. That means you can go 6.98 miles for every dollar you put in, which is actually cheaper than supercharging. Obviously, when you charge at home with a much lower electricity rate, the cost is only a fraction for both cars. It would cost about the same to daily both cars, but when you take it on a road trip, using gas on the Prime is cheaper than supercharging during peak hours. This calculation is for LA County, California. Of course, in different states, the cost of charging and the cost of fuel may vary. Basically, with the Prime on a road trip, not only is it cheaper per mile and more convenient, but you won't have range anxiety when you have access to fuel, which is just much more dependable. Electric car infrastructure and charging network is nowhere near what gas stations are, and it will be like that for at least another decade or two to even become close. Enough with all the numbers and math though, let's get to driving. Alright, let's put it in sport mode and do a launch control, no brake boost. Okay, plenty of power. Oh, a little bit of wheel hop too for an all-wheel drive car. Plenty of power to get to 60 miles per hour, and it's actually really impressive. 5.7 seconds to 60. That's not too shabby for a RAV4. Again, it handles very well around here. It's so refined, smooth, and it's somehow quite agile. Throw on some actual good like summer tires on these, and this thing is actually quite fun. So a little bit of gas and instant torque. Although it's not a GR Supra or a GR Corolla, this is actually the third fastest Toyota that you can buy. There's so much power on demand because of the electric motor. It's very linear. You really don't even know if there's a transmission in this car because power just comes on right away when you need it. And it's agile. For a car that has an ICE, 2 motors, and an electric battery, it actually handles quite well. It feels really light. The steering is also really light. It's direct, and even throwing it around these corners, it's pretty well planted. Yeah, a little bit of tire squeal if you wanted, and it just stays pretty nicely gripped to the ground with that all-wheel drive. There's no drama like many other front-wheel drive platform SUVs when you're getting off the line, because it just grips. It just makes it feel more premium. In terms of ride quality, it's comfy, it soaks up all the bumps really well, especially on some of these not so flat roads. All the bumps are just nicely soaked up. It's very refined and also very quiet in here. It feels pretty much like a lot of Lexus vehicles, kind of like a Lexus NX. And of course, with that electric torque and the engine kicking in, there's plenty of power. Who would have thought a RAV4 could actually be kind of fun and powerful? This will actually beat a lot of cars in a race, and it's a RAV4. The engine will continuously deactivate when you don't need it, when you're coasting or coming into a complete stop or rolling down a hill. You see the EV logo light up and you know the engine's off, because if you don't see it, you can't even tell at all. The transition is so seamless. Toyota really nailed it with hybrid and plug-in hybrid vehicles. I don't think there's any other manufacturers that does it like them. Of course, you do have a drive mode selector. You have eco mode, normal mode, and sport mode. Really cool animations that come up when you switch between them. It's also a trail mode. And in eco, it kind of like numbs down everything to make you save more fuel. And when you put it in sport mode, everything just tightens up. You get launched to your seat with just a little tap of the gas. Let me show you why acceleration actually matters. Because to get onto the 110 from Pasadena, you basically have 20 yards from a stop sign to merge onto the freeway, where there is also a bend and people driving upwards of 75 miles per hour. So just throw it in sport and give it a little send, and you have so much torque to get you up to speed and merge safely. And also, speaking of safety, we do have Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus, which comes with a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, road sign assistance, automatic high beams, lane departure alert with steering assist, blind spot monitors with rear cross traffic alert, and automatic braking. And you have parking sensors all around with the 360 camera, which is incredibly useful, especially at an in-and-out drive-through. You have a curb camera, you have all sorts of views where you shouldn't be able to hit anything when you're driving the RAV4 or parking it. And also, if you are about to hit something, it will actually apply the brakes automatically when you get too close. Of course, you do have full speed dynamic radar cruise control with lane trace assist, and all new for 2023 is oncoming traffic alerts with braking intervention. exterior on the RAV4 Prime is pretty much like any other RAV4. It's got the full LED headlights now and the LED fog lights. Nice black mesh grille with the front view camera and parking sensors embedded in the grille, and the blue Toyota badge, of course. We've got these cool 19-inch alloy wheels with some Yokohama All Seasons. You can also see the red shocks, which are kind of cool. I like the gloss black trimming everywhere, and the black roof option is a must with the windshield pearl white color we have. It's a pretty unique design and I love it. Around the back, it's pretty much the same as any RAV4 as well, but with the red Prime badge. I like how there's actual exhaust tips instead of trying to hide them. I think it's a pretty handsome looking SUV. It's definitely bolder and more rugged looking, not as luxurious and upscale as the Mazda CX-5, but me personally, I like this type of styling more for the class, and especially with that roof rack option, it just screams adventure and road trips. Inside the RAV4 Prime, we got this really nice perforated leather seats. They're soft text, we got some red stitching on them. They're heated and ventilated as well, which is pretty much a luxury car feature now. And they're also power adjustable with memory seating. We have the brand new heads-up display, pretty much the same thing that you'd find on a Lexus. Your road sign assistance will appear there too, so it will display things like your speed limit and other traffic signs. You have a 12-inch digital dashboard that you can also customize. You can have your fuel economy, your eco score, your tire pressure, among other things like your driver's assistance. And I just like the graphics that they have now. And then we have this brand new 10.5-inch infotainment system, which uses Toyota's brand new UI. Same thing that you'd find in the Sequoia or the Tundra or something like the Lexus RX and NX. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but the UI itself is actually really good. You can actually use the car map and not hate it because it is powered by Google Cloud data. You have Sirius XM, and it's pretty simple. Really not much to complain about. It looks way better and it's way faster than the old Toyota system. We also get a digital mirror, which you can flip back for a more traditional mirror if you don't like the digital look. You have a panoramic sunroof. You have wireless charging here, a USB-B port, 2 USB-C ports in here. I love how the cup holders are positioned. They're nice and low. So when you have a cup in here, it doesn't get in the way of the shifter. Basically all the same stuff that you would find in a Lexus. Nice stitching, very soft. Auto up-down windows for all four, which kind of makes this a luxury car. There's really not much missing that you'd find in more premium brands. You have JBL speakers, and it's literally a Lexus for a starting price of only 43 grand, and this XSE model being 47,000. Teslas have the worst reliability rating according to Consumer Report 2023 because they are literally at the bottom of the list. And guess who's on top? Toyota and Lexus. I know a few people that do own Teslas, and they all have issues with either door panels not lining up, leaking from the roof, the door is creaking as if it was a car from like the 1920s, and just a ton of problems, along with the fact that the service is horrendous. The wait times, the queue, and the fact that you might not even have a car that you can drive, which kind of makes the car a headache. You might say that you don't really care how well the car is actually built, but like on paper, a Tesla looks really good. But in reality, it might just give you more headaches than you would need. They're a great tech company, but they don't know how to build cars like Toyota does. Because everyone knows Toyota and Lexus have the best quality control. The battery even gets a 10-year, 150,000 mile warranty on it, which is 2 years and 30,000 miles more than a Tesla would get. It's much better built, it's more solid, it's more rigid, and it feels and looks way nicer than a lot of Teslas. I love the knobs, they're nice and big. You can easily press them with gloves on. The shifter I like a lot too. I'm glad they didn't go for some rotary or button shifter. You got your drive mode controller right here and your brake hold and your electronic parking brake as well. In the rear seats, these doors open up fairly wide, not as wide as the Honda CR-V, pretty much 80 degrees, not completely 90. You do get a nice entry point though. Quite a bit of space here, a lot of legroom. I am sitting behind myself, lots of headroom as well. Do get a nice panoramic sunroof, auto up-down windows in the back as well. Heated seats are available, and you do have 2 USB-C ports and your own vents back here. And these seats also recline. Plenty of space in here, Not as much space as a CR-V, but you really can't complain because you can fit 5 people in here pretty comfortably. We do get the hands-free tailgate kick to release feature that opens up to 33.5 cubic feet of space back here, which is a little bit less than the regular RAV4 at 38 cubic feet because you do have the batteries and motors here. You do have a 110 outlet back here as well as your JBL subwoofer. And if you do fold the rear seats down completely, then you will get 70 cubic feet of space. So after our 280-mile trip, we only spent $28 of gas at $5.49 per gallon here, and about $5.83 of electricity, which means it's about $34 in total, which is still cheaper than it would be to drive a Tesla, whether you charge it at home or at the supercharger. The Toyota RAV4 Prime sets a new standard in the world of plug-in hybrid SUVs, offering a seamless blend of eco-conscious driving and exceptional performance. With an advanced electric powertrain, impressive all-electric range, and a well-appointed interior, this vehicle stands as a testament to Toyota's commitment to innovation and sustainability. It's a way better alternative than going all-electric, and you get the best of both worlds. The convenience and freedom of gas stations and the cost effectiveness of charging at home for your daily commute. Whether you're seeking an efficient daily commuter or a versatile family SUV, the RAV4 Prime undoubtedly deserves its place in the spotlight as a top contender in the automotive market, redefining what versatility means in an SUV. That is all, guys. Thanks for watching.